Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail reaction on the day that I usually get to stuff from Mili, but this has Cassie from Mili in it. Just singing the song as far as I'm aware. The context I found around this is just that she's singing it, not that she had anything to do with the production of the song itself or anything like that. But I just saw that Cassie was attached to it and I was like, you know what? Brand new song, it's Cassie. It's at least gonna sound decent. I like a lot of the music from HSR as well, so I can't imagine that I'm gonna dislike this, but I am interested to hear what Cassie sounds like within that musical universe. So I guess without further ado, let's go! It's gonna be really hard to separate the Mili sound
morning glow, scattered light
out of hearing her voice.
shone on you and I, in fading poems, frozen rhymes, our traces on the breeze, whispers of past reverie. Please let me linger for now, enveloped in your sound.
Her vocal type works really well though.
On the pages, the ink our stories penned. No matter how it ends, I'll do it all again. Oh, stay true, blossom as spring.
I'm much more quiet than I thought I would be.
Tomorrow's eyes to tomorrow's life while walking steps.
This is a lot more
So stay true,
favorable to her voice than I expected it to be. And I'm kind of surprised.
Like a melody, sing a song of reverie.
The thinness of Cassie's voice is working really well in here. And I didn't know what to expect with that at all. What the song would sound like, you know? Okay. Her voice works surprisingly well with the strings in there. It blends in very nicely.
Please stay true, cherish your memory. Go with love, your heart turkey as rivers flow, as gardens grow. I hope you bloom in beauty. See you soon after the end of time, in the mountain frozen rime.
I'm insanely surprised at how well this works.
I'll stay true, blossom and spring renew.
Of course, I'll explain exactly what I mean afterward.
Every hue, tomorrow's life, to tomorrow's life, while walking step beside you. Now stay true.
But I'm just kind of enjoying it right now.
Winter's rhyme anew.
Love that accent.
All the memories are blue. And like a melody, sing our reverie. And in our memory, in the end of our journey.
That's really pretty. Again, I did not know what to expect going in. I never do, but that worked. All right, so I just went to listen to the Chinese version as well, and Angela Chang did an amazing job, but also this clarifies to me why they decided to use Cassie Wei. Their voices are very, very similar. Angela Chang's voice is a little bit thin. She has a little bit more power than Cassie used in her rendition of the song, but at the same time, they land very similarly in their tonality and how they have, even down to their vibrato is very similar. So after hearing that, it totally makes sense why they wanted to go this route, because Cassie and Angela are very, very similar in tone. But also just talking about Cassie's specific performance here, I think it was honestly, it worked really well with the music. A little bit too thin, I think. There were definitely spots in here where I was hoping to hear a little bit more of Cassie's power, because I know she has it. She's used it before. But also I feel like there were just chunks missing in the energy of the song itself. That doesn't necessarily mean that it didn't work, you know? It does definitely work, especially with the violins in there. Like I said, the strings were like really blending well with Cassie's voice. And again, Cassie's vibrato working really well, like leaning into the power at the end of a phrase. It just ends up working out really well in her favor. And the song itself is pretty, and I can tell it's supposed to be delicate. There was a lot in this song that I actually really, really liked as far as compositional stuff goes. Like, for example, like that. That's so pretty. We got perfect fourths here, and it's perfect fourths for both of those sets. Sorry, I'm a little bit sloppy on my keyboard right now. But then, like, that last little bit at the very end. Like, that little dip that it has there. That's so, like, it's almost like it's misstepping there. Just for that last time, because we do get... And that sounds... as beautiful as it is, I believe that that is an F. It's just, in general, it sounds pretty. It works. It's so delicate. And again, we have these perfect fourths in here. Like, these are kind of, by design, very stable relationships in notes. They just give off that sensation that there is a finality to it. It has a very heavy construction, and it's something that doesn't sound really at all dissonant. Like, not even a little bit. Even just separating them out. It just, they feel so good. And it's just the relationship and nature of that makes the end of the song, especially with that little misstep. I still love that. The F there, and then it going. It's like, that is cool because that's with all four of them going at the end there. That's like a C7 sus4. It's nuts. Like, there's no reason to have that in there, but it sounds beautiful. And I do love that little misstep. I think that's more the characteristic they were going for that last little bit, because before that we did get the, which is just the F, you know? That little misstep, though, almost feels like there's more to the story yet. Like, it hasn't fully resolved. And that's kind of the other thing that, like, bounces against these, because these are resolute. Those fourths are, by design again, supposed to feel resolved. Just in the ear and the relationship musically, they sound so stable that it's like, oh, there's no reason for this to feel anything but solid, and, like, there's a finality to the story. But then we get that little... And it's like, ooh, unless, you know? So there are things about this song that I'm just nerding out about because it's just so pretty. And the whole song did have that fragility to it, like I said, which again, both singers have a great accent to that because their voices play well with that fragility. They have this lightness to their tones. It's very pure in how they sound. I think Angela Chang's voice has a little bit more power in it near the end, especially. She kind of leans into some of those notes, and there's almost kind of like a grit that comes in at the very end of the song as she like really cranks that dial that Cassie's inclusion did not have. So I think that was just a stylistic choice, but maybe Cassie just wasn't too comfortable pushing into that. Again, I know she has power. It just might have been a creative choice to not have that. But while I do love Cassie's take here, and by the way, just a hindsight, I might have been saying Mili instead of Cassie. I've been meaning Cassie this whole time. I just realized I haven't been making sure that I've been saying that correctly, but it's very possible I said Mili once or twice when I meant to say Cassie, but you get my point. Angela in here though, that power at the end, I think that added even more to that emotional final note in the song, and I wanted to hear Cassie do that, and it's kind of a bummer that she didn't. So whether it was a creative choice or not, it's kind of a bummer that the delivery didn't match up like that, because it definitely changes the entire message and energy of the song. The lyrics are obviously still the same, but there are little choices like that in the performance that can change the outcome, especially at the end, and putting it right there, leaning into that, having all of that power into that final note. It's like, ooh, you know, like there's this strength behind it. It almost gives you hope. And Cassie's didn't have that. It kind of stayed in that fragile corner, which is also fine. but like I said, it just changes the outcome of the story rather than changing the whole song itself. But as a general thought, the song is beautiful. It was well crafted, everything in there, especially that one section in the middle where it felt like it was kind of breaking down a little bit, and we got those vocal harmonies matching with the strings, and there was a few spots in there where the vocals were matching with some instruments, and I love that relationship when it happens. Again, another reason that both of these vocalists work so well is because they kind of just nestle themselves in there with the rest of the band, and it feels so strangely harmonized in there. Like, they don't sound like vocalists at certain points. It sounds like a flute or an oboe, and it's just like, oh, that just kind of settles right in there, doesn't it? So again, great song here. Definitely some interesting choices in the differences between the versions. So if you've only heard like the Cassie Wei version, go listen to the Chinese version. It sounds marginally different, and enough so that it does change the energy of the track entirely. But aside from that, beautiful song. Love the way it sounded. Sorry if some of you are bummed that I got to this instead of an actual Mili song, but I couldn't help myself. I had to see what they were going to do with Cassie Wei's performance here, and then I had to go and listen to the other version and see how those compared. So it just kind of led me down a mini rabbit hole, but I'll definitely be getting to a Mili song next time. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below. If you want me to get to a specific Mili song, also let me know in the comments below, and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you just enjoyed this video and you want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!